Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are on the planet. And welcome to today's Bull versus Bear webinar. And here, Steve Miley on the call for trade day on Tuesday, the 25th of April. Welcome, everyone. We're going to go through usual regular run through calendar, what we've had, what we've got coming up, articles from the major news wires, quick look at the charts, although I've got very little to add to yesterday with markets hardly moving. Let's take a look, first of all, actually, I want to wind back here. So this is the home. This is the tradeday.com homepage. You guys who are signed up probably don't go back here very often, I should imagine. But if you do go back here, look at those two good-looking guys. If you do go back here, we've got this kind of hidden down at the bottom. So I don't know if you ever come across it. We've got trading advice and tips. Just want to point this out. So trading advice tips is right at the bottom of the homepage. We're actually going to we're looking to maybe bring it up onto the main bar up here. Because people kind of miss it a little bit. I mean, there's some good little resources in here. We don't actually have all of this. We're also thinking about putting these into the members area as well. But trading advice and tips. So if you do click on that, though, it takes you to here, trading advice and tips, into this section, these articles. And this is basically some of these articles. We're starting to add in some stuff that's a little bit more newsy. So we do have things like announcements. This is when we relaunched the programs about trading economic data, yield curve inversion. I did that about a year ago when the yield curve was starting to invert. Trading volatile markets, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's stuff on here that's more like longer term risk reward ratio. 5 reasons why day traders lose money in January. James put that up in January of this year, I think. I had to find a good trading mentor, but we're going to start putting up more of this newsy stuff. So look, outperformance of US growth stocks, value stocks that we've seen more recently this year. There's an article on that. You can click on that and take a look at that. It's a fairly lengthy article talking about value versus growth. But the one I just want to draw your attention to the reading is we've launched this. We're going to start putting in here this macro matters. So hi there, guys, saying hello. Who's that? Good day, hello. Oh, good day, hello. Okay. Macro matters. We've just launched this one. This is going to be a weekly. So this is similar to the weekly that you get in the members area, my little recap and outlook for the week. But this is a much broader. This is going into a lot more depth, okay, as you can see in here. So if you want to go into more depth, come here. This will be published on a weekly basis, okay. This one goes into a lot more depth. You've got the snapshot of this, and it will be. I mean, a lot of what is in here will be in that snapshot, but there's going to be one line. It's going to be bullet points as you get in the snapshot in the daily that I put in, or the weekly that I put up on the weekend, that you may or may not download in the and I'll go and show you where that is. I'm going to get feedback in here. That's going to be the only problem. So I will go there, but we're going to get feedback as I listen to myself because it's on the. I'm going to quickly try and jump then to the here, and it's here, this weekly. Oh, it's me in the back. Okay, shut myself off there. So there you go. There's this. So that you get that from the in the trading room. Okay. So this is going to be like a condensed version. But if you do want the full version, do go across to here at the bottom of the homepage at tradeday.com, trading advice and tips. And then if you go then clicking through to the articles, this one in here is going to be called Trade Day Macro Matters, okay? And this will be a weekly, and it's expanding on what you get in there, okay? So in a lot more detail, and also then looking, if you're interested, because it's going to go a little bit more global. So we're looking at UK and Europe and Asia, delving into commodities as well. So it's just more in there, basically, an expansion of what you've already got in that more condensed version. Okay, enough of the plug. And the other thing, while I'm plugging, what I did mention it yesterday, guys, if you can go across, thank you, Greg. If you can go across in here I'll share that. Well, this is the current one, but I'll also share. So that's the current one, but I'll also go back to the previous page, and here's the home page for that. So this is kind of the blog page. I'm going to redesign that. Actually, we're in the process of redesigning that, and we'll probably move. You might lose it. It might end up coming up here onto the main toolbar. And I'll speak to James as well. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have all this sitting within the members area, so you can access it directly in the members area. We'll see if we can quite easily duplicate the content across into the members area. So take a look at that anyway. The other thing, while I'm plugging away, why don't I just plug it? I did it yesterday. If you can do some Google reviews for us, guys, or Trustpilot reviews, really, really, really appreciated. We're trying to get the word out there. We're trying to spread the love. And you guys are here with us at Trade Day because you know we're trying to do a good job. And yeah, if you can pass that on via a review. We've got plenty of Trustpilot reviews. We're trying to expand out the Google review. So if you've already done a Trustpilot review, can you go and copy and paste it into Google reviews as well, please? And if I can get to it, I'll share the link. I'll quickly share that as well. Yeah, while I'm plugging it away. Trade Day. And I think, yeah, here's your business. It's over here. So you go in here. Here's our Google reviews, and they're all good. Get more reviews. Okay, here's the link. Copy that link. I think I can just paste it in there. So there's the Google link. That was easy enough, wasn't it? Fairly painless. Okay, so there you go. Right, let's look at the calendar. It's been fairly light in Europe this morning. Not too much going through. We do have it was a holiday, Anzac Day in Australia and New Zealand. Nothing really significant coming through from this morning. And then the focus really on the consumer confidence this afternoon at 10 o'clock on the macro side. We get Australian CPI, not going to really impact any markets you guys are looking at unless you happen to be looking at the Australian dollar, unless you're trading currencies, which we have very few people doing that. So not too much really to focus on going into today on that side. If we go to the earnings calendar, though, we do have some of the big boys today. But after the bell, after the close, it could be another quiet day waiting for this. I think the market is really waiting for the tech to kick off, right? Because we've been so sideways. I said yesterday it's probably going to be a quiet sideways day. It was a quiet sideways day, slight sell-off, but I mean nothing massive. Microsoft and Google after the bell. We've already had some of the other guys in here, big consumer products in here, PepsiCo, McDonald's in here, beating ex-message. So mostly green here. Verizon as well, that's important. Okay, beating on the EPS. It's only a slight miss, a very slight miss in here on the revenue. But most you can see in here, most of that as we read down is green in here. There's very, very little in red. So mostly beating expectations. Microsoft and Google all focus on that. It's really kicking off that kind of tech earnings season, but we don't get that but you can still trade it right after the bell. So looking maybe at that after the bell. I said this yesterday, but I'm just going to reiterate it. Fed are in blackout right at the moment. So we've got nothing from the Fed coming through for the rest of this week and the first half of next week. The meeting next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I was looking at the calendar for next week, and I know it's a long way away, but we've got all those earnings coming through. We also got some significant earnings coming through next week as well. But next week we've got the Fed meet obviously on Tuesday and it's Wednesday. Now, for on Monday, by the way, guys, it's a UK and I think European holiday. So the market's going to be very, very quiet, as you can imagine, on Monday. But then and then obviously we're running into the Fed. We get the Fed on Wednesday. On Thursday, then on the 4th, we get the so Wednesday the 3rd of May, we get the Fed. On the 4th is the ECB. And there's some rhetoric coming through from some ECB members yesterday saying potentially for another big rate hike at a 50 basis point. Certainly 25 is expected, but potentially up to 50. And then on Friday, we get payroll. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we've got two of the biggest central banks, Fed and ECB, Wednesday, Thursday, and then payroll on Friday. So it's a really big bumper week next week. And we've got some other earnings coming through next week. Some of the other big tech is coming through. So next week as well. But let's concentrate on today, Microsoft and Alphabet after the bell. So yesterday we had a slight underperformance in NASDAQ. It kind of just slid lower ahead of these tech earnings. And I think all eyes on those tech earnings. Tesla continuing to drift lower in here and pulling it down. But obviously, Microsoft and Amazon in focus. First Republic, well, they did jump ahead of results, but actually then since then, obviously, if I jump to now, like First Republic, deposits tumbled more than $100 billion. And then after hours, we were down 20%. So that's an article from basically last night, what happened yesterday. And so First Republic sending us lower and dragging markets lower this morning. Let's run through 5 things in here. And I've got a couple of, so Biden running for president, no shock there. We knew that was coming. First Republic, worse than expected, lower. But UBS actually out of Europe in here, an optimistic tone. So it was supposed significant accounting rated gains in the process of the takeover of Credit Suisse. Xi Jinping is on a winning streak that has until an envoy in France questioned the independence of ex-Soviet Union. So yeah, we covered that yesterday in here. Markets slightly lower in here going into this morning. And I've also got this in here. So this is like a kind of similar to Five Things. I get this as a subscriber to Bloomberg, 4 more years. So Biden, yeah, it's official. UBS, First Republic, same stuff coming through in here. So very, very little. So yeah, nothing in here. That's not, no central bankers to watch in here. So yeah, it's fairly quiet overnight in here overall. Another article in here: First Republic Bank deposits, and then in here, Bank Angst Echo. So yeah, from Reuters, same stuff in here. First Republic shares lower in here. So focusing on that, and then UBS as well, focusing on that. So European banking sector down this morning. And just on the banking side in here, so this has been kind of been echoing around markets for a while from the various like large investment banks. I think Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan was saying this a week or so ago. Basically we're not out the woods yet on this financial crisis, and this is the CEO of Standard Chartered coming out and saying risk in the banking sector haven't come home to roost. So a lot of senior people in the banking world still pointing to the fact that maybe we're not out of the woods yet with respect to this crisis. Nothing. We've had nothing for 4 weeks now since the Credit Suisse bank, UBS merger, but still not looking good. And then JP Morgan as well overnight or this morning putting out volatility is collapsing in here at the moment. So VIX has been subdued over the past year. And it's gone back lower again more recently, but it thinks it's masking the risk to stocks in here at the moment. European stocks fall this morning, corporate earnings and the banking sector leading the way down this morning, and US futures down with it. First Republic Bank, obviously, and then Microsoft and Google in the spotlight going into today. We've kind of covered that already. Not much to add here on the Fed tool. Continues to stay way above 85. It's crept up to sitting here around 88, 89 the last few days. Not really moving in here at the moment. No Fed speakers, obviously. Still looking for those rate cuts further out in the year. Back to where we are, up 25, and then looking for us to be down by 25 below where we are now, maybe as much as down 50 below. So there's still a very dovish tone coming through there. I've not got a lot to add in here, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up fairly quickly on the charts. First of all, the Nasdaq in here obviously leading us lower in here, but it keeps rebounding out of this area. Look, it's 3 times it's rebounded from around 12,980, 12,960, 1, 2, 3. We did get up above that trend line yesterday. Both trend lines spiked above it and then failed miserably. Did get above that little swing high and then failed miserably. But holding above, I mean, that's the critical low down there. That one, it's a 12,931 and a quarter. That's just critical, and I don't see us breaking that ahead of the earnings numbers tonight. So I think if it does dip down into this area, you can probably buy it. I don't see that being surrendered. Now, after the numbers, obviously, it could absolutely collapse, right? Because we've got both Microsoft and Google. But, whilst we're above that, I think today, if we dip any dips towards that, you could have a stop below here and buy into this zone in here anytime today. I don't think we'll take that out before. I'm not saying it won't take it out afterwards. And if you look on the daily, it's just a drift, But then again, yesterday, look, the last few days, down and up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, they've been quite negative candlesticks, but they've rejected on the close. We've rebounded. So again, is that going to be? We're going to see the same kind of down in here, rebounding into the close, and then post close. Obviously, all eyes on the earnings reports from Google and from Google and Microsoft. So then again, look, dip and a rebound the last few days here. 1, 2, last 3 days, and then down lower again and rebounding again today. Again, look, the market managed to close back above that 13 period of exponential moving average again yesterday. So down and up and down and up. That's going to be the critical low over there. And on the 30-minute chart in here, it's down through here. It's all the way down through these lows over here, really. So we've kind of undercut these. It's down through these two are here. So critical on the S&P is 41.19, and below there we have 41.10 and a quarter. We did undercut that low there. That was the which one was this? We've undercut in here a couple of times there. 41.38, but these are going to be critical over here now. I think these two lows, okay, and I don't see us breaking these lows in here. So you can buy whilst it's above 41.17, 41.10. I think you can stay long in here, and with stops maybe below there if that's the kind of time frame you trade on. I know a lot of you are trading on super short time frames, but yeah, for me, I think there's a risk if we bounce back up into here towards 41. 41, 55, 60 area, maybe pre the close, and then post close, who knows? I mean, it's just going to be all on that data. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I think it's going to be a quiet day before the close. There will be opportunities to buy on dips. I wouldn't necessarily want to be short into this zone in here because I think the market's going to be really reluctant to take out any support. So I think your shorts are limited. I think, the risk reward trade is still to be long. But then, not obviously you can't run stuff through the close, but then just be careful, guys, as we go into the after hours trading because it's going to be very, very choppy with those Microsoft and Google numbers coming out. All right. Any questions? Please do head across to Google to leave a review. And any questions? Nothing coming through. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it there. Have a great trading day. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll be back with you again tomorrow. Cheers.